Blackbeard the Pirate, written by Kate Follett, illustrated by John Walker. Level Book N. The man behind the myth. Picture a pirate in your mind. Do you think of a man with an eye patch, a parrot, and a black hat? That colorful picture is not just from cartoons or the movies. In the early 1700s, a parrot with a dark beard and wild eyes really did sail the seas. His name brought fear to the hearts of sailors. He was known as Blackbeard. Becoming Blackbeard. Not many facts are known about the man who was called Blackbeard. He may have been born in Bristol, England, around 1680. His real name was Edward Teach. Sometimes his name was spelled Thatch or Teach. Edward Teach became a sailor, a very hard life that paid little money. He soon became an English privateer, robbing enemy ships from England. That led to a job with Captain Benjamin Harngold, a famous English pirate. Pirate or privateer. Many countries hired sailors as privateers during wars with other countries. By law, privateers could attack enemy ships. They would add the best captured ship to their country's navy and sell the items the ship were carrying. Privateers were given a small share of the profits, but they had to follow certain rules of war. Many privateers became pirates instead. As pirates, they didn't have to follow the rules of war. They could attack any ship and keep all the treasure for themselves. Teach was fearless and bold. Captain Harngold put him in charge of a captured ship. The two worked as a team, attacking ship while stealing cargo. Soon they were the most feared pirates on the ocean. In November 1717, Teach took command of a large captured French ship named Lecourt. He renamed it the Queen Anne's Revenge and added more cannons to it. His ship was now heavily armed. When Harngold retired, Teach took over. Within a year, Edward Teach the sailor had become Blackbeard the pirate. The Golden Age of Piracy. During the 17th, European countries set up new towns in the Caribbean and north of South America. English, French, Dutch, and Spanish cargo ships sailed back and forth. They were easy targets for pirates. Blackbeard ruled the sea. The Queen Anne's Revenge was large, fast, and had all that cannon power. Blackbeard himself was also a fearful sight to face. He was a huge man. He wore beads and ribbons twisted into his thick black beard. He even stuck it fuses in it, so his beard looked as if it was on fire. Most of his victims were so scared of him that they gave up without a fight. Blackbeard captured ship after ship until he had 4 ships and a crew of over 350 men. In May of 1718, his 4 ships arrived outside Charleston, South Carolina. For 1 week, his ships robbed every ship coming and going. He captured people on the ships and demanded that the town pay to get them back. Pirates life for me? How did Blackbeard get such a big crew? Pirates often share treasure with their crews. Most sailors got little pay or respect. If a pirate attacked their ship, sailors often chose to join the pirates. Some enslaved people joined the pirates as a way to escape slavery. Blackbeard planned to set up a new base on the Outer Banks, a chain of islands of North Carolina. On the way there, the Queen Anne's Revenge got stuck on a sandbar near Belfort. Blackbeard told his men to put the treasure aboard the other ships. He had heard that England was letting pirates go free if they turned themselves in. He sent one of his captains off to see if it was true. While the captain was away, Blackbeard dropped off many men on a nearby island. Then Blackbeard sailed off, taking the loot with him. Some people say that Blackbeard ran his ship onto the sandbar on purpose. He tricked his crew so he wouldn't have to share the treasure with as many people. Blackbeard's last fight. It seemed that Edward Teach had taken his loot and stopped sailing. The governor of North Carolina forgave his past crimes. Blackbeard soon returned to his old tricks, though. He offered to share his loot if the governor would allow him to rob ships off the Carolina coast. With this backing, Blackbeard began attacking Cart's ships in his remaining ship, the Adventure. The governor of Virginia, Alexander Spotswood, became tired of Blackbeard's looting. Spotswood sent Lieutenant Robert Maynard to find and capture Blackbeard. On November 22nd, 1718, the crew of Maynard's ship Ranger spotted the Adventure near the island of Ocracoke. Blackbeard fought for many hours. The Adventure's cannons fired on Maynard's ship. In the heavy smoke from the battle, Maynard's men hid so it seemed as if they had been killed. Thinking he had won, Blackbeard climbed aboard the Ranger. Maynard's men ran up on a deck and hand-to-hand fighting began. Blackbeard fought hard, but Maynard had too many men. Blackbeard was shot 5 times before he finally fell dead. Maynard's men threw Blackbeard's body into the sea. The legend of Blackbeard. Blackbeard's name lived on. Like many pirates, he became an outlaw hero. His life story may be behind characters in Treasure Island, Pirates of the Caribbean, and other tales. Next time you hear or read about a pretend pirate, remember this real one behind the legend, Blackbeard.